Putting December 3rd on the fridge. I might make plans to be elsewhere.
Uh-oh.
Hi.
Welcome to MKUsual. Cheers. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're morning shows, you know.
That post at 3 in the afternoon?
Or midnight.
Yeah.
It's like MK Ultra, but more normal.
Coming at you, episode, what is this, 29?
Is it?
Ooh, next episode's 30, baby.
Big one.
Tomorrow, tune in for our 30th birthday
dirty
party.
30.
The dirty 30, baby.
That's what they say.
Mailbox Thursday.
We're going to shake the mailbag out on the table for you, so to speak.
Ooh, mailbag Thursday, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, if I was a little more organized.
I was just thinking about mail bags. You know what I'm saying?
Mail bags, yeah.
Scrotums.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking about at all.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. So this is when we clear out my mailbox of stuff Nick has sent me. It's our weekly mandated, court-ordered friendship time. Normally we do not talk outside of the show. We show up. My makeup room's over there. His is over there. Our people talk to each other. They give our list of demands. One time, he had my M&Ms and I had his Skittles in our dressing rooms, and we both came out to yell at our people at the same time. And that's the closest we've gotten to interacting.
We almost bonded over a common enemy.
Almost. And that's the closest we've gotten to talking outside of this stage setup in months.
Yeah.
It's been rough, buddy.
The entirety of our relationship.
I miss you. Not really.
We spend like 18 hours a day together. Work, live together.
Oh no, I don't want to make you feel like but I don't watch, I don't read my Instagram messages. Love you too. I want to give a shout out. Phil Andrews stopped commenting.
Oh.
That little bugger.
I hope he's okay.
I want to give a shout out to. Okay. I hope he is too.
What do you...
Look, we already shout out Lori Chapman and Tony Hendricks for being our super fans. Tony found our shit and then started watching religiously and then went back to the beginning. Today I saw a comment on our first. Yeah. Eventually I want to start like...
He said something nice. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, he said that he thought that the metronome bit we did on the first one was going to keep going for the whole hour.
Yeah. He's a musician, so...
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He does music.
Phil, you fucked up, man. We were going to have you on tonight. And then we noticed...
No comments.
No comments. You have to... all of his comments were just, please have me on. So we're essentially asking him to beg. We should be happy for him. Okay.
Yeah. Let's
get into the videos. Unless you have any cleanup, housekeeping.
No. I live in filth constantly, and I'm okay with it. Cool. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
I just mean house cleaning, like show housekeeping.
Okay. Too much? Let's get into it.
Holy shit. All right. First video. Looks like a UFO. Oh, huh. That's such a Vietnamese thing to do.
I'm so jealous of this guy.
Oh my God. He can get... Oh.
The doors. They could just be like folding.
That's sick. Dude, this guy's a badass.
He's got windows so he can see down into the water.
Whoa. Whoa, that's so cool.
Steering wheel says YouTube.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. A+, buddy.
Yeah. Imagine.
Very cool.
It's 1970.
Oh, and you see
You're walking through the jungle with your buddies.
your friend just lost his leg to a booby trap.
Some YouTuber. Dude, do a sick wheelie. Looks like he's going pretty fast.
It's definitely a speedboat.
Yeah, this. I don't know.
I wonder if the shape makes it, you know.
Yeah.
A plus, buddy. Good job.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was cool. It was kind of UFO related. It doesn't have to. All our shit doesn't have to be. But that was neat. My only thing with that is, it's a BMW M4 Coupe.
No, that's just like the.
Oh yeah. Why do they do that?
It's just like I don't know either. They know something we don't.
We've noticed that the algorithm on Instagram, like where you're supposed to describe your videos, people just post descriptions of cars.
Yeah.
And like, it'll be anything. It'll be like a video where
Different
like, is your
types of
girlfriend
cars.
cheating on you? And it'll be like, the Mustang 2023 convertible. That was cool. My only thing with that is first of all, is it solar powered? That's kind of cool. It's obviously not. But another thing of that is like, if you're spending all the time building a speedboat, I wish like, it's fun to feel the wind in your hair, you know?
That's true. Or if it could like dive underwater for a little bit.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm nitpicking this guy who built his own UFO boat. Okay, well, very nice. Thank you for sending that to me. I'm going to heart react it. Up next, looks like the moon here.
What? What was that? I got that.
Everyone on our street was outside. None of us was ready for what we saw next. That's a high-powered camera.
Yeah. Let's see if I can create this.
What? This is normal. Oh, no, the moon does that sometimes. What? You know what that reminds me of? Have you ever seen, and this might be from the 90s, that video, it's 90s or early 2000s, because I remember the house I was in when I was watching a CRT, little TV, and it was some show about UFOs, History Channel maybe. Have you ever seen the video from the space station where there's like UFOs messing around Antarctica or the North Pole, and this like beam of light like shoots from the pole, and like it's slowed down a lot, and the UFO like runs away. It's like we shot a laser at the UFO.
I've seen one where I think it was Australia, and there's a big like HARP facility that's run by the CIA in Australia. And it looks like a rail gun, or like a
Looks like a rail gun.
like literally just like
Maybe
a beam
I'm wrong
of
about
light.
where it was. Yeah.
Well, but I think I know. I think we're talking about the same one.
Okay, yeah, because it shows one or two craft roll up to Earth.
Yeah, they're kind of just like
It's clearly
doing
not a
this kind of
satellite
thing.
because it didn't go around the Earth. It's like rolls up, and then all of a sudden this thing, you see a flash, and then the rail,
Yeah,
and then the UFO goes and like runs away from the rail.
yeah, like near miss.
Yeah, we almost shot it.
Yeah, that video is absolutely
That
crazy.
Then the whistleblower who said we have that Antarctica has a giant weather weapon.
Yep.
The HARP stuff. In these UFO hearings this week, but shit, maybe we should talk about that one of these coming Fridays. I've watched a lot of stuff about these UFO hearings this week. They have said, I think Elizondo said, that we've developed technology to down these things.
And they have a retrieval program.
And they have a retrieval program. So when I first watched this just now, my first thought was, do we have a weapon
On the moon?
on the moon? And that was us attempting to down a...
Yeah.
Or was this one of their weapons on the moon? But
Well, what
that's
was the-
huge, bro. Wouldn't you have seen that all around the world?
Yeah, true. And this is the thing. It's like it's so hard to like
April 2nd.
Google this.
Yeah.
You would have to just go through so much shit, and then like it would be posted on people's like social media.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like, I don't know. The only way I find this type of stuff is from like accounts like Secure Team, who has a big following, and people know that he is a place they can send that to. Like they have their phone out and see something weird. Otherwise, that shit I would not find that stuff.
Right.
Like I found that, but I couldn't go look, and like he probably couldn't go find all that stuff either. He's just like accumulated this reputation.
I like Secure Team.
Yeah, dude, he's chill. Tyler, I feel like I know the guy.
Yeah. for
Pandemic,
real.
big Secure Team year for me. I think I watched every one of his videos.
I'm trying to see if I can find like another angle or a different person who filmed it.
Yeah.
It all seems to be this video. I will say that is.
And there were like other people outside, like none of them were filming, but like,
That's what I don't understand.
yeah.
Somebody just started following me on TikTok. Why? So, so easily
Take a
distracted. No, here's my thing about this.
Even if it's just a phenomenon, that is a crazy phenomenon. Like a natural, like ball lightning or something that like the sprites that you see that's like atmospheric lightning or whatever.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say my red flags.
But it looks like it's coming off the moon or hitting the moon.
Yes,
Yeah.
my red flags for this possibly being fake. Whoever has it has a professional filmmaker's camera.
Well,
this is a professional camera.
There is, I
This
think
is
it's,
at least a $4,000 or $5,000
well,
camera.
you would think.
Okay.
I've actually done some research on this. There is a Nikon, I think it's the it used to be the P900 and the new one's the 1000, but it has like a digital zoom on it that you can,
It's like insane.
yes, you can like see details on the moon.
Okay.
People are like, this other guy I used to follow is like Crow777. He's been filming the moon for years, but he's filmed like this weird like static glitch that goes over the face of the moon. It's like a TV when it would like the ziggly. You know what I'm talking
That
about?
makes me feel like the moon's like a space station. It's like
Yeah.
phasing.
It's the Truman Show.
There probably is a weapon on the moon. There probably is a
Almost.
fucking weapon on the moon, just like this one in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Wow.
And maybe it's like there to like to blow up asteroids so the Earth doesn't get obliterated. Maybe
Who
it's-
knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it's there to stop other countries from doing stuff there. We're building
Yeah.
a moon train, ladies and gentlemen.
Northrop Grumman got a.
My other red flag, though, for that one was the guy's breathing.
Oh
It was
yeah.
very found footage horror movie breathing.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, I sound like that though when I like take
I sound like
videos of her
terrified,
like
yeah.
running in the yard, and I just like all I did was walk up the
I
stairs
know, I'm
5
a
seconds
fatty.
ago.
All right, next video. Looks like we got Bigfoot here. Oh, yes. More breathing.
Well, this to me is
Was what?
I had a visceral reaction when I saw that because that was like,
That was very clear.
yeah, looks like he's an herbivore, like he's just eating a fucking branch.
It says
But
TMZ confirmed the video was filmed by a terrified hiker in Oklahoma who called it the scariest moment of my life. If experts confirm it, this could be the closest and most detailed sighting ever recorded on a legendary creature. I'm starting to come around on Bigfoot a little bit, buddy.
you were a non-believer, disbeliever.
No, I was never a skeptic. I just always took it for granted that it was fake. For 90, and even though I believe in other crazy shit like aliens and ghosts and stuff, I just have always been with Bigfoot. I always felt like that was different. Because,
It's like you can't fake Mothman very easily.
well, here's my thing. Mothman,
You could just be a big guy in a suit fucking with people on the trail.
Yeah, and Mothman has like a spiritual element to it, kind of. It's like a
Yeah.
large, winged, demon-looking red eye. Like,
Right.
my thing
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Bigfoot
yeah.
has always been like, you're telling me in America, where no forest is safe, you know, where we've conquered huge swaths of land and there's hikers everywhere and there's hunters everywhere, you're telling me nobody has shot one of these things. You know what I mean? Like, ever, and
That's a
kept
fair
its body.
point. That's a fair point.
So I've always been a huge skeptic just when it comes to Bigfoot, because aliens, if they exist, are way more advanced than us, or they're spiritual beings, but like they are above us somehow. They can evade detection.
Yeah.
Mothman, skinwalkers, they are magic. They're above us somehow.
Yeah.
Bigfoot's just a stupid monkey.
Well,
It seems like we should be the ones.
I have heard some theories.
I have too.
That they exist near like rock formations, and there's weird like portal associations with them. They live in like this, potentially are crossing between
Realms.
yeah.
That's where I'm kind of going with it. I kind of feel
so
like
maybe they're always close to that, so they just run
yes.
and then jump through their little portal or something. I don't know.
Or if they're like a common ancestor to us, or if they have a common ancestor with us, I've kind of started to think that maybe they're like the branch of humanity that went the other way.
Yes.
And like we became anti-nature,
But they
and they
got
became
so
more
good at
and more
nature.
master nature.
Yeah.
And that maybe they're even fucking like telepathic.
Right.
You know, they might have
yeah.
powers that we used to have, but we don't have anymore because we developed language and writing and the internet, and they might be just so good at hiding because they are us.
Yes.
They're like an advanced, super psychic version of us.
I was having a conversation with someone earlier about how language like is the map towards understanding something, but it is also like you understand the map and not the topography. So like language is like it kind of is a barrier as much as it is like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, yeah. I
It's
totally
like
get it.
you're understanding the language, not the concept the language is pointing to. So like if you didn't have language, you would just kind of have, I don't know. That's a weird like philosophical
I wish I had
problem, but
No, I like, dude, you always have these insane philosophical. I've heard theories like about, I mean, and this is not a joke, I'm not joking to make a lie. I've heard theories about severely autistic people and underdeveloped cultures, that there seems, twins,
okay.
there seem to be certain groups of people that some people think have like a kind of telepathy with each other.
Okay. We're definitely going to do an episode on this. And we talked about it before, I think, but the remote viewing studies, the guy, Russell Targ, said after 25 years of studying this phenomenon, says it's an innate human ability. Mm-hmm. That our mind can perceive things that are not
Yes.
directly, you know.
Well, you know, they always say, like-
it doesn't require our body for perceiving things. And it's, anyway.
Yes. And
But he
like,
says it's an innate human ability, and it's tied to like psychic type, same kind of things.
so why wouldn't, so yeah, like you said, language, you know, they're always like animals can sense hurricanes or weather stuff before it happens.
Or like the octopus guiding the fish, like that's a level of intelligence. It doesn't
we don't
require
know,
language.
yeah. So it feels like maybe we went a certain way in evolution or like human development where or even, I mean, shit, let's get biblical for a second. You know, in like heaven, we're supposed to have like new glorified bodies, similar to like Jesus had when he rose from the dead. And like, what powers did he have? He could walk through walls. He could like levitate things. He could like read people's minds, transmutate. So it's like if our bodies are going to be similar, and then if heaven is like if we started out with Adam and Eve, this is one direction I didn't think it would go. Before the fall.
Okay.
Before the fall of man, before like the knowledge of good and evil, what if we innately were like more attuned? You know what I mean? Like what if that was one of our powers? So what if this is a direction of people who just went, you know, or anyway, it's that, but also I've seen videos like this, and I've seen a couple I think are more convincing than that to me, and I think that we're starting to get more evidence of him. Wow, that went fucking deep on Bigfoot, bro.
See, for whatever it is, this is why I love conspiracy, because you get to have those conversations whether
Yes.
you believe it or not.
Yeah.
And how else do you get there?
I had a boss who had a Bigfoot cast print that he took himself.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that man told me to my face, he's like, they are Nephilim.
That's
He said
interesting.
Bigfoot are Nephilim who survived the flood.
That is interesting.
Now, just because he had a cast of a foot doesn't mean he knows.
Sure.
Doesn't know this. But that was his. There are
an
people who
interesting
believe that.
take. That's an interesting take.
But yeah, that's why I like conspiracies too, is you can come at them from a million different... There's people who say Bigfoots are aliens.
Yeah.
People say they're from a different dimension. There's people who say that they are like... I heard one
All those
theory.
things aren't mutually exclusive either. It could just...
No.
Yeah, anyway.
I've heard one theory that Bigfoot activity is almost indistinguishable from poltergeist activity. It just happens in nature. There's a lot of stone throwing, aports, knocking noises, laughing. Disembodied voices. A lot of times they're seen at night and they're literally just a giant shadow man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so there's a million theories. Okay, moving on. Thank you. You put together a great show this week. Japanese.
This is one of my favorite videos.
Chinese
on the
reporter. All right, 1, 2, 3, go.
箱か目尻がちょっと重たい。あ、これ手鏡だ。はい、手鏡だ。まあ手鏡とノートだけ置いて見づらいですけどね。鏡と箱か。
Okay.
I've been seeing this video for years. And like,
That was an iPhone.
that was definitely an iPhone.
And this claims that's in 1980.
I can't remember, it might say in the caption.
1980 in China. Reporter finds iPhone.
I've been like down the fucking threads on this. I can't remember what version people say they thought it was. But like when this video went on the internet, it was like a version that came out after. Like, I can't remember all the details, but to me, this is weird. And
This guy says that's not Chinese. I've heard this. I've seen this before. And I think I heard someone say it was Japanese.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, because that subtitle is just this user subtitle, but this video has been going around for years.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well,
So you've gone down the rabbit hole. I want to hear what you found.
well, it's definitely Japanese. Definitely. I'm blanking on some of the details, but like to me, there was a convincing like set of circumstance, like evidence that made it hard. It did not make it easy to. It made it hard to deny. Yes.
Okay.
Which, what does that mean if it is a thing?
Yeah, what does that mean?
There's like someone was a time traveler, something. Because I've seen like we were talking about poltergeist. I've seen videos. There's this like British dad and daughter, and they film stuff in their house, and like stuff falls through their. It like materializes.
It's called an aport.
Is that what that is? Okay.
It usually the word came from the old seances. It's when a spiritual being or something manifests a physical item.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that also ties into the Philadelphia experiment and the like Montauk.
Yeah.
The Montauk experiments, because they had supposedly created like technology, and they would fuck with the base commander and like manifest cokes on his desk because he liked Coca-Cola.
Okay.
He like didn't like what was going on, but he was like in charge of the facility, and they were doing the experiment at this, and then they would like fuck with him. And then there was also like a Bigfoot-like creature
Really?
on Montauk Island. They called it and he like thrashed all the equipment, and that's why it's like not. Anyway,
Bigfoot. See, that's the theory that I've heard, that Bigfoot's like used by aliens as like a surveiller and shit.
Okay.
So like that would be the aliens like sending down their boy.
Right.
To like wreck our
fucking
shit.
bruiser.
And then if we ever did catch a Bigfoot, it'd be like complete plausible deniability from the alien standpoint. Because they're like, what? We don't look like him. That's not our boy. But so you're saying, so you're convinced of this, I'm hearing.
I'm convinced that this is not a hoax.
So
What it is, I don't know.
No, that's an iPhone, brother.
Well, I mean,
why it's there? Who put it there?
Yeah.
I know.
How did we get from A to B?
Could
All
be
I
a
know
million
is
things.
this is B, and I feel like B is.
Could be a time slip of just that item. There could be someone 2 years ago left their iPhone on a coffee table, turned around for 2 seconds, and it's fucking gone. And where it is 1980.
Yeah.
Shit happens. I mean, if we are living like a simulation, you know.
Though, like a house in Japan, I know that some of them are like 200 years old. They're built, you know, like maybe someone is living in that house in 2012.
Yes.
Set it on this nice piece of furniture, closes the door, and it just opens.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. People lose shit like their wedding rings and shit, and we'll find them like random fucking places.
I don't know. There's something like...
Could be that.
You can get into the fucking quantum shit of like most of all physical reality is actually it's empty space. Like between the particle. I don't know. Like, I don't fully understand it enough to like... I don't have the language to explain it, but I feel like I can...
I'm glad you went that direction because one thing about things like... What I do not believe is that a time traveler went back to 1980s Japan with an iPhone from like 2016.
Right.
Which is what that is. That's like... That's an older... which would tend to lead credence to the hoax thing because you'd be like, why is the thing they find always the most advanced when the video surfaces?
Yeah.
And it's not like, what would be really insane was if this phone...
Like a Nokia brick phone or something?
If this ends up, no.
Sorry.
If this video came out in 2020, but it was like the iPhone that came out in 2024.
Yes.
That to me would be close to 100% evidence.
Yes.
But even then you could say there might be internal plans for the phone or maybe they copied, you know what I mean? Like, but I trust your research and that's why I'm glad you went the whole A-port, Montauk, shit be weird, reality be, you'd be closing a drawer with two wires and they always end up tangled.
Yeah.
You know, like, where do all the socks in the dryer go? I mean, I know it sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld bit, but like, they're going somewhere. You live in a house for 30 years. Why didn't you ever find a box of 50
socks?
Why does shit
dryer
disappear?
Catch on fire because there's a bunch of socks stuffed in the inside of it?
Yeah, shit does disappear, and poltergeist hide things, play little pranks on people. You know, you leave your phone on the counter, it's gone. You look the whole house, and then you look right there, and it's like right there. Missing 411. When they do find the people, they always find the people like one of the first places they looked.
Yeah. With like 50
conspicuously.
people.
Yeah.
And the clothes are like folded. A kid travels 5 miles with no shoes on.
So a phone slipping through time and space just doesn't seem that...
Yeah.
It's incredible, but it doesn't... That wouldn't shatter my worldview.
Yeah.
Well, we're starting to run out of time. Do you want to just go through all these?
We just run through these quick.
All right. Well,
we can do this one. We don't have to do the next one. But
let's do this one first. Webbot.
A really weird story. So this guy, his name is Cliff High. It was 1997. He developed this software program called Webbot, and what it would do, it would scan the entire internet, collect data, it would make predictions for the stock market. But then he delved into it a little more. It's just like, let's see like what else it can predict. In 2009, it came up with a prediction of the future that there was going to be a battle in the air with the military and UFOs, and that even UFOs would be fighting UFOs.
Whoa.
But there had to be a trigger to
set it in motion.
Yeah, set it in motion. It said that when this trigger happens, then 39 days later, this prediction will come true. Here's the crazy part. 2009.
No.
The trigger was Donald Trump would be interviewed by Joe Rogan.
Bro, no.
Nuh-uh.
No way, dude. That's crazy.
This show's running long, Nick. I'm sorry. We're getting into this. We're fucking getting into this.
Yeah.
First of all, when did...
December 3rd was the end of the 39 days. So it was like October...
It can't be the end of the 39 days. Oh, December 3rd.
39 days before December 3rd was when...
Was when... You looked this up?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when the Joe Rogan podcast was with Donald Trump.
I thought he interviewed him the Friday before the election.
Which... Maybe I was wrong about that.
When did Joe Rogan interview Trump? Oh, I am wrong. It was
October 20-something, I thought.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. So December 3rd is the day of the alien attack?
Yes. That's what this guy's
Robot.
web bot predicted in 2009. And, like, when did Joe Rogan's podcast start?
I think it was around.
Yeah.
I think Joe Rogan was... Okay, let's Google that. When did Joe Rogan podcast first episode? He was very... December 24th, 2009.
Okay. I don't think it said the date when this prediction was made, but
So...
odds are it came out before Joe Rogan even had a podcast. Because there's only... on the 24th, there's 6 days left of that year. 7.
Yeah, and then... But even the bot...
The bot was collecting data before that on other stuff.
Right. So Joe Rogan was a celebrity.
Yeah.
Also, Joe Rogan, was he involved in UFC at that time?
That's a good question.
Because Trump would have been involved in wrestling around that time. So that could have been a possible...
He could have interviewed him.
It could have been a possible...
Hey, we got a celebrity guest here stopping by the
desk
or whatever.
Okay, well, I definitely am putting on the fridge December 3rd.
I've been stockpiling freeze-dried candies in the basement, so we're good for 10
Dude,
or
I'm just
12
going to eat all of
hours.
those in the first 1 hour. I'm going to be so stressed. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I have had a reoccurring dream in my life that I'm driving on the highway and it's night and I witness what I think is lightning. And this has reoccurred for at least a couple decades, going on a couple decades. And it's a fight between UFOs first I think it's lightning, then I notice that it's discrete lights and I'm just on the highway with this happening, and then I notice that it's everywhere. And I have had this reoccurring, and then I had one version of it where I was at like Starlight Theater and we all had to like panic and get in our cars, and then we're driving and all this shit's happening. Then I drove to my parents and I stayed in their basement, and then we woke up the next day and they're watching news about it. I can tell you the ending of the dream if you want to know later, but I have thought about the scenario quite a bit I've just had a lot of days when I'm walking around saying, why did I dream that? Why,
Yeah.
But of course I'm interested in these subjects. We're putting December 3rd on the fridge. I might make plans to be elsewhere. December 2024 calendar. The 23rd, baby. What is the 23rd? I gotta know. The 23rd is a Monday. Hell yeah.
No, the 3rd.
Oh, shit. 3rd is a Tuesday. Well, sorry, man. You won't be working.
Good day off.
I will be... Yeah, you'll get the day off for the alien invasion. What's crazy is that UFOs fighting UFOs, and then it came out this week that we have our own reverse engineered UFOs.
Let's watch this last video.
Last one or second to last?
The very last one.
Okay.
Because it is a clip of the Elizondo.
Okay. All right, so we're going to watch Elizondo.
I think maybe this will
who some people think is a disinformation agent.
Yeah.
I think he's somewhere in between.
This will just give us more context.
1, 2,
Hopefully
3.
not contact.
Ella's on go.
Here's a video of the government admitting aliens are real, but yeah, this happened yesterday. Why is it that now that the government says aliens are real, I feel like they're not? Anyways, enjoy the clip. Let me know what you guys think in the chat.
Government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft, yes or no?
Yes.
Does the U.S. government have any reverse, okay, we already answered that question about retrieval programs. Do any U.S. contractors have the same?
I would prefer to address that in a closed session, ma'am.
Testimony that, quote, advanced technologies not by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations around the globe, end quote. If these technologies are not made by any government, who's making them? Private companies, or are you implying they are crafted by a non-human intelligence?
Well, ma'am, that's precisely why we're here. The problem is that, temporally speaking, over decades, not just the last 10 years, before, to put this in perspective, when
Are these private companies you're implying, or is this non-human intelligence?
it may be both.
Okay.
When it comes to Blue Force Technologies, I would not be able to discuss.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Are you read into secret UAP crash retrieval programs?
we would have to have a conversation in a closed session, ma'am.
So yes.
Big yes.
Big yes.
Blue Force Technologies.
Have you looked that up?
No.
I haven't looked it up yet.
I haven't either, but that stuck out to me.
What
was
stuck
like-
out to me was
That was
she
very
kept saying
coded
government,
language.
government, government. And he's like, no. And it's like, so what about Northrop?
Right. Got moon train
Lockheed
money.
Martin.
I mean, they like the skunk works stuff. That's out in the open. It's not a secret.
This kind of goes.
The TR-3B. There's a patent on Google for it. The triangle black craft.
I saw something crazy.
That's not even a secret.
I saw something crazy, and if I had a better memory, I could pull it up and show you right now. That on Above Top Secret 2 years ago, and it was like a Google image, Google street view of this truck hauling this thing,
Okay.
going toward one of these test facilities. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it did not look like your classic stainless steel UFO.
Okay.
But it looked like some shit we made that is like getting there.
Okay.
It was like, it was some kind of aircraft.
Maybe it had like different colored panels or something.
Extremely, like thin and like, take the stealth bomber being like the most crazy UFO thing in 1992 and imagine like what the 2022 version would be.
Yeah.
And then a couple weeks ago, Professor Simon Howell, actually maybe a couple months ago, did a video where he found out that, you know, the Nimitz sighting, you know, the sighting of the Tic Tac UFOs?
Yes.
All those ships
yeah.
were being like harassed by these UFOs for months.
Yeah. Those
Turns out,
New York Times.
oh yeah, that's what started all this Elizondo stuff.
Yeah.
That and Tom DeLonge. Oddly enough.
Aliens are real.
Where are you? Is that Blink-182? Okay. It turns out the waters that the Nimitz was in when that was happening and had their pilots flying around are designated, that flight zone, I don't know all the terminology, is designated for those companies to test shit. Yeah, that's a huge fucking detail. Those videos came out in 2017. It took 7 years for somebody to figure this out. That at the time those videos were filmed.
Just imagine. Okay, that's a whole other. Go on.
But anyway, I'm just saying.
Just the lag in information for us to make a fucking informed.
Oh yeah.
To form a fucking opinion about, not even like to have all the facts, but to even like begin to. There's like a lag of at least 7 years.
And I believe in UFOs, but
and like you're saying about the B-2 bomber, the stealth bomber in 1992.
And they still don't disclose everything that makes that stealth. And some people think it's an electric charge that essentially breaks wind resistance, which would be a type of anti-gravity type technology.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is very plausible. So if we had that in the 80s.
I mean, we had the It's slightly different, but what is it? The SR-71 Blackbird, it could go so fast because it was probably, it could fly from Denver to Mexico City in 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's another one I think they say.
And that was 60s. That was the 60s. And it was developed before that was like public.
Right.
So like, which would have been, put it back 10 years, that's 50s, that's 3 years after Roswell, or, it's like the lag on like our awareness of what technology is available. I think it's like the computing power chart. It is exponential, and the technology that we probably have is like, we're still at like stealth bomber, but what is actually available is like way up here.
Oh,
like
yeah.
100 years.
I mean, yeah.
And like what we could conceptualize. Like imagine a plane in 1903 and 2003.
It's so funny exactly, and it's so funny that
1903 to 1960, they went from no planes to the SR-71 Blackbird.
Blackhawk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy at the beginning of the video said, why is it that the government acknowledging them makes me more skeptical? I definitely share that belief.
Yeah.
Because I've believed in UFOs for essentially my whole life.
Right.
And I still believe in them, but I definitely believe a lot more of them are our own technology.
Yeah.
And
especially the stuff, like there's just like, there's probably millions of accounts, like if you look at the MUFON stuff, but then like the like shit you can find easily on Instagram, like this, like all the
well,
people with their phones.
The Arrow, it had to have been 3 or 4 years ago, and they're going to come out with another report. They came out with their big report investigating like these whistleblowers and stuff. I think Elizondo worked for this thing called ATIP, which was a new version of like previous crash retrieval stuff. It became ATIP, and then ATIP was shut down and became, I think, Arrow. And then Arrow's kind of like the new Blue Book, and they were tasked with doing some kind of.
It's a government.
It's a government. Yeah,
okay.
It's and they were tasked by Congress to do a report about this whistleblowing, and their conclusion. And I do not believe them, but they kind of make some good points. Their conclusion, first of all, the report was pathetic. It was only like 2 pages. And it was just a total, I'm not shitting you. I think there was a longer one that came out later, but their conclusion was that literally every single one of these whistleblowers and these people from like the 50s to today, that they could pretty much identify what they all saw as U.S. government and contractor projects. And that what happens is they get their hands on a piece of it, or they witness it out in the field, and there's like what they call a set of like true believers who believe UFOs are a thing, and so then the rumors circulate. Like when the Blackbird came out, nothing could fly at like 80,000 feet or whatever, right? Yeah. So like pilots would see it, and then they would say, well, man, America hasn't made something that fly at 80,000 feet, so it's either the Soviets or it's aliens, right? Yeah. Turns out it was us. So like that sighting goes into the big bucket of UFO sightings. And what the government basically argues in Arrow is that like every single thing is essentially this huge rumor mill, and it's always black projects. I do not believe that, partially because of these whistleblowers.
Take like the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
Safe bet 80% of that is our technology, like you're saying.
Yeah.
That's a hard 80% is that. But that means that
But also, where'd that tech come from, necessarily? It could just be us, but it could be from crash retrieval.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If 1,000 times something happens that's unexplained, you see it, and 999 of them are our technology, and one of them is another from somewhere else, that means from somewhere else
exists.
True.
Yep.
It's a possibility and needs to be considered. If 1 out of 1,000,000, like, yeah, that's not very common, but 1 proves the exception is the exception proves the rule.
I'm with you, brother. Well, 12/3/2024.
Yeah.
That's the Independence Day. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Web bot.
Also, I'm curious about the web bot and what that became.
Web bot sounds like ChatGPT because that's all it does.
Yeah.
All it does is scour the internet and fucking
Yeah.
talk to you.
But if that technology was...
In 1997.
Yeah.
I know. I'm a big believer that ChatGPT is way more capable than they let on.
Oh,
And I don't even believe in artificial
sure.
intelligence. I just think that it's a very complicated washing machine. But I think that it's way more powerful. Even the one we use, I think they just put limits on it.
yeah. Then it doesn't even... The quantum computing where they're like... Anyway.
Well, I guess I got to commend you for putting together a great Thursday show. Sorry for not watching these sooner.
It's okay.
I give all these a big heart. Because all these a big heart.
Can I get a 100 emoji?
Can I get a one hundo emoji? Okay, on all of them?
Just one.
Oh, you
I just need to see it.
I'm gonna one hundo the Amazon. I'm gonna one hundo the web bot.
Yes.
Well, thank you for taking this journey with us.
Yeah.
If you have anything you want us to react to, message us on
Slime in the
Instagram,
DMs.
baby. You gotta follow us on Instagram and you gotta message us. MKUsual. Anything else, Nick?
No, that was fun.
It's fun, baby. We love you.
We love you.